That's Nick.
And that's Joseph, and today we're here to talk about We Summon the Darkness, the latest film directed by Marc Meyers, which will be available on VOD April 10th, 2020, courtesy of Saban Films.
He has, we reviewed another film of his recently.
Human Capital was that end of February or early March, came out as well. This was his other title, also 2019 release, which is just now coming out.
And he did another film I really liked.
My Friend Dahmer from 2017, which I think is his best film to date. Because it's very creepy and kind of melancholy.
Well, I really enjoyed this film.
Yes, I haven't seen anything he's done prior to his Dahmer film, but this is kind of a big change of pace from what I have seen.
So it's set in the late 80s. It's about three young women who go on a road trip to go see a concert.
A heavy metal concert.
So we think. And they meet up with three young men who they connect with and bring back to one of the girls' homes for a night, for what turns out to be a night of violence.
Yep.
Yeah. The film stars
Alexis. Alexis is played by Alexandra Daddario.
Is she the blonde?
She's the brunette. It's her home.
Oh, it's her. Okay.
Yeah, and you've seen her in. She was Dwayne Johnson's daughter in San Andreas.
Oh, she was younger.
Yeah, she's also in the Percy Jackson films.
Okay. The next one?
Val, the blonde, is Maddie Hasson, who was in a really underrated Bobcat Goldthwait film, God Bless America, from 2012.
Okay.
And then Bev, is played by Amy Forsyth, who was in Beautiful Boy, which was with Timothée Chalamet as a crackhead from 2 years ago.
I really enjoyed the three of them.
Yes, they're a lot of fun. I like how they're styled right away. You know, get the Brooke Shields eyebrows and.
I thought they looked great. There's a twist to the film, but I really liked their characterizations. They kind of went against the normal.
Oh yeah, the twist is not it's not what I was expecting.
No, in a good way. So to tell the full story, so the film starts with them driving on the highway.
And they're listening to the radio, and there's transmissions about a local murder that is supposedly one in a series of murders the police think are done by a satanic cult.
Right. So they're driving down the highway, and a van pulls up next to them and throws something at their car. They end up going to the concert and seeing the van. And confronting the people in the van, who turn out to be these three guys. And who are they played by?
Logan Miller, Austin Swift, and Keean Johnson.
Who I also really liked.
Yeah, they were all...
Yeah. So those three turned out to be like chill guys who, didn't mean to, cause fear in these three girls by throwing their milkshake out of the car. So they kind of hook up and agreed to all go back to the one girl's house. And her parents' house is this beautiful home. And immediately it becomes clear that something isn't right. In what I thought was a kind of a creepy scene, they go out to the backyard and start drinking, and they play Never Have I Ever. And one of the girls gets asked, "Have you ever drugged someone's drink?" And this bitch says yes. And then all three of the girls say yes. And then it becomes clear they drugged the three guys. And it's at that point that I realized these are the people responsible for the killing spree. But that's like at the 30-minute mark.
And then the rationale being?
So they make a pit stop at a liquor store before all of this happens, convenience store. And there's a televised broadcast of like a preacher played by Johnny Knoxville, who's like one of those like crazy evangelists. So the twist is the three girls are part of this like religious whatever. I guess it would be a cult. I don't know.
So Johnny Knoxville's character runs a home for wayward girls, and then he kind of brainwashes them into posing, making these murders seem like they're staged by a satanic cult, because if people believe in the devil, then people will run into the arms of God.
Which I thought was really clever. I thought that was a really clever, I mean, it's obvious, but it's a very clever plot point. That their motivation is to scare Christians by pretending to be Satanists.
Right.
To then follow this Christian group.
Which automatically made me think of the Robin Hood Hill murders, of which there's that series of the Paradise Lost documentaries, and how people were so obsessed with media reports about satanic cults that everybody was automatically think they were proliferating all throughout the U.S., which was not true.
Right. So, fast forward to the three guys who have been drugged. They are tied up in the house and they're about to be killed, but one of the girls, played by... which one is she?
Amy Forsyth, Bev.
She has second thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really clear whether she had intentions to ever
She had
do
run
this.
away. She had run away, and it has...
The brainwashing didn't work on her because she realizes this is some bullshit.
She's
has second thoughts.
A prodigal daughter, if you will.
Yeah, she has second thoughts. They have already killed one of the guys, but the other two are able to escape. And the last sort of half of the film is them like cat and mouse. Another good scene is the girl who the house belongs to, her stepmom shows up out of nowhere. This, older than her daughter, but this younger woman, beautiful woman, coked out of her mind, looking for her passport. That was a funny scene, but the stepmom alerts them that she's called the cops because she saw the lights were on and there was a strange car outside when no one should have been there. So then things turn even more violent because they kill the stepmom. The police show up, they kill the police officer. Then Johnny Knoxville shows up and he obviously knows what's up. So he harms one of the boys, and then the third boy and the girl who wasn't brainwashed enough are left to kind of defeat the other two girls. And they're successful. So the film ends with everyone dying except those two. And they ride off into the sunset. I really enjoyed this movie. It surprised me. There were a couple moments where I laughed a lot. It caught my attention very well. Yeah,
it was entertaining. I like Alexandra Daddario. I liked Maddie Hasson a lot. I thought Keean Johnson was good. That stand out amongst the young men.
Which one is he?
He's the with the mullet.
Oh, he kind of reminded me of Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, he was good.
It does remind me of some things, maybe very superficially, like The Craft. Also Green Room, the Jeremy Saulnier film where that band stumbles on that bar of Nazis. It was written by Alan Trezza, who also wrote the last film Joe Dante directed, Burying the X, starring Anton Yelchin. And I like this a lot better than I cared for that film.
What would you give it?
I think 3.5 out of 5 is fair.
I would give it 3.5 out of 5. It was very satisfying.
Yeah, it was very satisfying.
All right, bye.
Bye.